Hello and welcome to Monday, May the 5th. Cinco de Mayo. Yes. I'm back from our little weekend trip. I didn't film anything because we just did thrift shopping, which is what led to this video. We did go to the Undercliff. We did go to that restaurant. It's not really in a cave, it's just kind of under a cliff, as you can see. But yeah, that's right up underneath the front door, and that's kind of what it looks like inside. They got the rock wall there, you know. So we did do that, and that's back by around the corner by the bathrooms. There's just, you know, so it's literally under the cliff, as you can see. So we did do that. I figured I'd show that off to you. And we mainly spent. It's called the Hitchin Post. Actually, I don't think it's in Joplin. I think we crossed the line over into like Oklahoma or something to go to this place. But yeah, it was like as long as a city block. Like I kind of stayed to the right. And I was trying to stay to the right with everything, and then it was kind of like there'd be like these extra little rooms that were hiding, or extra little pathways, and it was cavernous, and it was labyrinthine. Is labyrinthine a word? It's very labyrinthy, like a maze kind of. There was, as long as like I just kept going to the right. So I think I eventually managed to see every booth, even though I was kind of going through them very quickly. But I did manage to get an entire box of movies and other things here. I had to get the Braille car. You see it has like Braille on the thing. I don't know what it says. There's Braille on the bottom of this Hot Wheel. So I did get one Hot Wheel, but other than that, it's all movies. Bleh. So I'm doing laundry. I have some time, so I figured I'd show off my stuff to you. And I have this. This is one that I kind of left behind at one point, because it was like one of the first booths we came to, and I'm like, maybe I'll go back and get that because I hadn't really picked up anything at this point. But then I ended up with a whole box. So by the time I went around, and I finally got back around to where we first came in, and I'm like, okay, I think I recognize this. Those movies should be down there. Some of these I don't really need, but of course I haven't popped them open either. Which probably would have been a good thing to have done. Or had some scissors on hand, or something, to make this a little easier for me, since they have these movies tied together. Oh, maybe I got it. Well, I got something, but let me do this, maybe. Technical difficulties. Now, aha, there we go. I believe I got it now. Hold on to the night. Hold on to these memories. There's only a couple of movies in this that I actually needed. Or that I actually wanted. Actually, I guess I don't know what that is either. That one almost sounds familiar. But I didn't need Curse of Chucky. I already have that one. You know, honestly, I am not sure I still have a copy of Jeepers Creepers. I did at one point. But now I have another one. I have a backup, just in case. Of course, did this one... No, it doesn't have any, like, inserts or anything. I don't know if it originally came with any inserts. I don't know. I don't know if I ever saw The Order with Heath Ledger. I feel like maybe I did. I don't know. But now I guess I can watch it again. But those are, if I have seen it. This one I'm not sure about, now that I'm looking at this one. Fragile, a ghost story with Callista Flockhart. After almost a century, the Mercy Falls Children's Hospital is about to close its doors for good. A nurse, Callista Flockhart, is hired to assist in the closing process, but it soon becomes increasingly clear that there is a dangerous spirit living in the hospital, which the children call the Mechanical Girl. This ghost presence has a terrifying hold over them and will stop at nothing to keep them in the hospital with her forever. So I actually don't know. So maybe 3 movies. I think this little clump was like $3, $3.50, something like that. So if I can get 3 movies out of it, that's a pretty good deal. Because I also saw, and it has somebody's name on it. Josh Stevie. Hello, Josh Stevie, if you're watching. I have your movie now, Ouija Room. This is one that I hadn't heard of before. She was better off alone. Was she? Was she really? An agoraphobic woman, that's people who don't like outdoors, right? Began summoning spirits to be her friends while her brother is gone during the day. But the more time she spends with the spirits, the more it becomes clear they aren't so friendly after all. Ew. Okay, so Ouija Room was definitely, or Ouija Room is one that I did not have, which sounded interesting. Well, I couldn't read the back of it, but the title alone was like, sure, that sounds okay. And then there's also Lured, which looks like maybe a fishing movie, a fishing horror movie, something. Looks can be deceiving. Jason starts an online romance with a woman named Kate. No, I didn't, but that's fine. He meets on a forum for aspiring directors who lives in a remote village in Asia. After weeks of chatting, Jason decides to fly to Asia to meet her in person and take in some new scenery. After his arrival in her isolated home, Jason begins to notice strange happenings at night. Soon, Jason finds out that Kate lured him to her village for a sinister reason. Oh no, that bitch. So, I guess there's nothing to do with fishing at all, even though it has 2 hooks here, which may are supposed to be a heart. I don't know, since it's a love story kind of ish. But that was one that I had not heard of before. So I thought, I'll take that one. Okay. And then underneath that, this one's still wrapped, so it has never been touched, never been watched. But it's Wake the Witch. This one it sounds like the DVD is loose in there, but evil weaves a wicked web. 100 years ago, an angry mob intent on justice for their murdered children hang the woman they believe is the murderer. They brand her a witch, wrap her body in chains, and bury it deep in the woods. When Deb and her friends play a childhood game on the witch's wooded grave, they open the door to death. As her friends and family begin to change into something less than human, Deb struggles to stop the witch's curse, but her search for the truth will reveal an evil beyond her imagination. Turn in a circle 3 times. Kiss your left hand. Do you want to know your future? Maybe not. But, so, that was another good little interesting sounding filmography that I'll probably never watch because that's how I do things around here. Then I found this one, and it comes with a slipcover, so of course I had to buy that. Grace, Love, Undying. It says, more like a Stephen King tale than a splatterfest horror flick. Let this be a warning. View at your own risk. 8 months pregnant and fed up with traditional medicine, Madeline Matheson, Jordan Ladd, opts for the companionship of a trusted midwife. Though reluctant, her husband remains supportive of her choices until a sudden tragic accident leaves her unborn baby lifeless inside her. Madeline remains determined to carry her dead child to term and deliver naturally, but when she delivers the stillborn, the power of her love restores the child to life. Soon, however, the increasingly isolated mother realizes the miracle is not without consequence. Something isn't right with baby Grace. In order to keep her child alive, Madeline is faced with the ultimate sacrifice. So, that sounded like a fairly interesting movie. I guess it's got a few little scrapes here in the slipcover, but it does have a slipcover, so, you know. All of these, they were like a couple bucks a piece, so it kind of, it's kind of like, here's a couple bucks, here's a couple bucks, here's a couple bucks, but then ended up, you know, I think I ended up spending about $30 by the time I was done. So, as a switch, I'm moving from horror movies to Alice in Wonderland in Paris. This is Alice in Wonderland is a story that I'm always interested in, and you know, seeing the different. It's kind of like, Wizard of Oz, whatever. I like stories based on Wizard of Oz. Alice in Wonderland, I guess, is something that has always. I grew up with the version on TV, like the musical version with like red buttons and Sammy Davis Jr. I think is in that. Carol Channing plays one of the queens. I think the White Queen. I think she's the White Queen. I can't remember who the Red Queen is, but yeah. So I grew up with that, and the creepy fucking Jabberwocky. So I guess because I watched it when I was a kid, it's a story that always interests me. So when I saw a different version of it, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And it says, this somewhat obscure animated feature is a pleasant anthology of popular tales from children's literature. It depicts everything from Anatole to Madeline, with Paris as the central theme, strung together by a wraparound feature, a very British Alice, which I'm assuming might be her, maybe? Now the screen brings you a new kind of entertainment. So this is Alice in Wonderland and Paris. So I'm assuming that must be Alice right there. For our viewing pleasure, our entertainment. And then this again, not a horror movie, but it is A Year in Italy, speaking of, but you see, shiny slipcover, woo! I think this is just an American unforgettable journey to discover the heart of Italy. It's basically just, travel, where you travel around Italy. So, Disc 1, My Private Italy, Bringing Home Sardinia. Disc 2, Postcards from Italy. So, just different places. Shares his love. Stephen McCurdy, a geographic travel journalist, shares his love of Italy and his experiences with those who have been there and those who are planning to go. So if you're planning to go, I saw a version of this without the slipcover, so it's like I found the version with the slipcover first. So I lucked out because I always got to get the slipcover if possible. Oh, no inserts or anything. I thought maybe there'd be like a booklet or something with it to teach you, but it's pretty good shape, So I like watching different, I've always wanted to do. Here in Missouri, we have the Katy Trail, and I watched something on PBS once about the Katy Trail, where this guy, he was just out there, just traveling the Katy Trail on his bike, and it looks like pretty, pretty country to go through. So, but I have never quite accomplished that task. Never. I think I've been down part of the Katy Trail, but not the whole thing. And this was a VHS. Yes, I still have a VHS player, including 2 songs performed by The Tubes. Okay. And this may not be in the best of shape, but it's my science project. So this sounds like an old sci-fi. I've never heard of this one before, but it looks like, a goofy, teen, kind of Disney, Nickelodeon-ish film. So that could be interesting, even though I've never heard of it before. His high school teacher issues an ultimatum: turn in a science project or flunk. So Mike Harlan, John Stockwell, scavenges a military base's junk pile for a suitable gizmo. He finds one and unwittingly unleashes the awesome power and energy of the unknown. Twisted dimensions, time warps, a fantastic realm where the past, present, and future collide in a whirling vortex of startling adventure and superlative special effects. So, looks like we got some superlative special effects back here, and a giant beetle or something? I don't know. But, so this one sounded like it could be a fairly interesting watch. What does that say on the top there? Oh, I thought it gave me the year this came out. But yeah, I'd never heard of this movie. Fisher Stevens. Why do I know that name? Is that from Boy Meets World? Is that his brother? Is he in this? Oh, Dennis Hopper as Bob. I was looking through the names. I know the name Fisher Stevens, but I'm not totally sure why I know that name. Raphael Sabarge sounds familiar. So yeah, never heard of this movie, but thought it could be, sounded like an interesting watch. So let's see what else I got in here. If I want to tell you, oh well, this was actually the first thing I picked up from there, and it's called Bay Cove, and it looks really creepy. And this has Matthew McConaughey. No, not Matthew McConaughey. Tim Matheson and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's the one that I'm thinking of. But yeah, this is just like a slide thing. When Linda and Jerry Laban moved to the quiet and peaceful community of Bay Cove, they welcomed the town's centuries-old charm, virtually untouched by the conventions of modern life. But something is different about the small village. Something dark is lurking in the shadows. As Linda begins to explore, she discovers that all of the townspeople are members of a deadly witches' coven, and as they await the reincarnation of their leader at the next full moon, they are searching for their next human sacrifice. Luckily, they just got 2, didn't they? Good for them. And as far as, like, my last horror movies that I've got in here, I found one called Soul Reaper. The soul is there for the taking. Some spirits are too evil to hold. Charlie's getting married, and when he invites his friends to join him for a stag weekend in a remote British cabin, the group thinks it's a great opportunity to leave the U.S. behind and have a blowout with their old buddy. But Charlie isn't telling his friends the whole truth about the trip. Instead of celebrating, events soon take a sinister turn when the friends start to disappear one by one. Is Charlie up to his old tricks, or has some dark demonic force really been unleashed into the woods? Soon the American friends start to learn the true reason why Charlie has invited them to a creepy cabin in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and the fight for survival is on. So, never go to a creepy cabin in the middle of the woods, even if they say you're their friend. If they say they're your friend, you're probably going to get eaten by something untold, which is not a good time. Not a good time. Okay, putting all this back up in here. As I do. For a slight change of pace, I actually picked up Captain America Civil War with the slipcover, the 3D Blu-ray version, for $1. That's all they were charging for this, was $1. And I'm like, one of these days I'm going to get a 3D TV so that I can actually, like, watch all the 3D DVDs that I've picked up, or I guess Blu-rays. But yeah, see, 3D. My Blu-ray and so, I mean, I can still watch Blu-rays, no problem. But no special inserts or anything. But it does have tons of bonus Doctor Strange sneak peek, so that's good. You see it's got the shiny slipcover. Ooh. And yeah, the 3D Blu-ray and Blu-ray, just regular Blu-ray, only $1. I'm like, really? So I definitely had to get that one, because add it to my collection of 3D Blu-rays that I can watch someday. Actually, well, they didn't take the sticker all the way off, but so hopefully they actually charged me for this one. If not, I guess I owe them $1. Not that I'm ever going to be back there, but I'm sure they probably wrote it down somehow, somewhere. Put this back there. There we go. And now for some family-friendly fare. Couple of family-friendly films that I picked up. One I'm going to leave till the end because it's very special, I guess, in a way. But this one, I've never seen. I might have seen part of this on TV. The Cat from Outer Space. You know, it's an old Disney movie. You know, one of these family adventure comedy sort of things. There's magic in the memories as the great Disney moments are captured right here for you and your family to enjoy. Cosmic comedy is on the prowl when an extraterrestrial cat named Jake is forced to crash land his spaceship on Earth. Jake then proceeds to lead a physicist, his girlfriend, the army, and a team of baffled scientists on endless escapades during his unscheduled and hilarious visit with the Cat from Outer Space. So I might have seen part of this. I know I saw part of Flight of the Navigator. We were actually discussing that one at work the other day. But I feel like I maybe have seen part of this one too. I don't know. Is there anything I like to look for? Oh, there is an insert. What will you get? I got an insert. Magic code. Hopefully they at least put in their magic code. Because that probably expired a long time ago. Disney theatrical release. Promotion valid through 1/31/10. 2010, I'm assuming, is what that means. So, yeah. A decade even before COVID. Good for them. Good for them. Oh, 2004 DVD release is what it says on the back. So, that one's been around a while. Now, as for this is my last pickup. It's actually something I found at the very last moment, in the very last, booth that was up by the checkouts. It is a special, very special edition. I haven't even looked at all of this yet. And I haven't, this is another one of those old family movies that I've never watched, but I should, and I can now. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, a very special, I mean, look at that. It's got this fancy slipcover to it. I haven't even looked in there yet, but I did pop this open. So it's got, I guess, a map, maybe, Enter a World of Great Adventure. So, and it tells you what all the discs have on it, but then it has this, the big fancy, I'm guessing that must be a map of their adventure. And now if I can slip this out of the slipcover, so I guess that's that. And then we get this little thing on the inside. Flip it open. I was worried it was gonna, oh, there's a little book. There's a little book in here. So, very special edition. I guess that's a storybook or something? Or maybe about the making of the film or whatever. So, there's that. And then, the discs and the that. So, oh, that's the special features. This one over here is the special features. This was standard, and I'm guessing, is the other side the widescreen, yeah, of that one. But the special features are on this little disc over here. So, and then like I said, this, I was going to try to flip through the little book. Whoops, maybe not. We got little pictures in there of the different scenes and stuff. Like I said, I know this is like a family, adventure. Another one of those, kind of like, the Cat from Outer Space kind of dealio. But a family adventure comedy sort of thing. And I think this is only like $2 or $3. So it's kind of like, well, yeah, I'll take that for $2 or $3. It's a very, very special, interesting slipcover edition for a couple bucks of a movie that, I've never seen, but probably would like if I ever watched, because, there again, it's a, family Disney adventure, like the, Disney Adventures, like the magazine they used to have many, many years ago. But yeah, those are my pickups from this weekend. All from one store. That store was pretty freaking huge. But so yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, oh, this was $1 or $2 or $3. One of them, some of them might have been like one of them might have been like $4. There was one I looked up that it was a set of movies about Robert the doll. There's apparently like three movies about Robert the doll, and that set was like $7. It was like 3 movies for $7, some kind of set. But I looked it up on like Amazon or eBay or something, and the price was fairly comparable to what I could buy it online. So I'm like, I'll just buy that one sometime later, So. Of course, I guess I could have bought any of these later, maybe. I mean, some of these movies, I don't even know if I'd ever find them again, because it's like I said, it's a bunch of movies I've never heard of before, never seen before. I mean, other than, I guess, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But, where's my phone? Now I'm just kind of curious. If I look this up on on Amazon real quick just to see how much it's actually going for. I need barcode. Scan the barcode. Well, this says... Oh, this one has a sticker on it, though. But it's saying $25. That's going for $25. With the slipcover and everything, I guess. So, that was a pretty good deal, you know? But this one do have a sticker, so... yeah, it's saying $25. Oh, save with used good. You can buy it for $8. So, what about eBay? Just curious. Scan. Barcode, not image. Barcode. I only have it on here for like $8. Still, I only paid. Of course, that one. Those have the sticker. $8, $12, $10. So, still buying it for like $2 or $3. Still a pretty good deal, I'd say. But anyway, so I could have bought that one, you know, later too. But oh well. But yeah, so that is my haul from the weekend. My oh, there's. I was like, where did I put the Hot Wheel? I put it over there. So yeah, those are my films that I'll never watch, but at least I have them now. I have to. One of these days, I actually need to put together my bookshelf so that I have somewhere else to put all the rest of these movies that I keep buying and have nowhere to go with. But other than that, that's that. I'm going to get this uploaded, and then here in about 20 or so minutes, I got to go get my laundry. So, yay. But other than that, yeah, I guess I'll see you in a few days for this week's question and or maybe some random taste tests. I was going to do a taste test today, but I accidentally ate something. I accidentally ate food, and I'm like, oops, I meant to do a taste test. But oh well. The last Miller Lite Pringle that I haven't tried yet, the grilled beer brat or whatever. Butchon. So I'll do something, and I'll see you for what I see.